Okay folks, so Yat Kean here from Training Ground. Now in this review video, we are going to talk about this latest Vivo V50 for the Malaysian market. And one of the main highlight color for this Vivo V50 series is the Ankara red, which I am holding here. And while I do not know the official pricing for the local market, as the review video will go up, but I'll try to update it in the description, okay? So I think let's not waste any more time and let's go talk about the design of the phone. For the V50 design, I would definitely outright tell you it's kind of a little bit difficult to differentiate from V50 and the V40 model. Both look really identical, but there are actually three things that make the V50 looks a little bit more different. So the first thing is definitely the color offering. So the color hero here, the Ankara red, is actually exclusive for the Vivo V50 series. You can't get it on the Vivo V40. So if you love red color, Ankara red is only available for the Vivo V50. So there are also other colors offered for the Vivo V50, but the color hero is Ankara red. Second, how do you want to differentiate it? Is actually through the aura light here. Okay, the Vivo V40 model used to have a sensor over here and then the aura light, a smaller aura light, but this time with the V50 it has a larger aura light, so making it much better to take low light portrait photos. So that is great, having larger aura light, the light can shine much more, make your subject looks much more better. Yeah, so this will help improve in the low light portrait shots, even the normal shots as well. Okay, cool, that was the second. So the last one, final one, third, okay, is actually the display size. Now the display size on the Vivo V50 is 6.77 inches. V40 is 6.78 inches. So that is just a difference of 0.01 inches. It's very minor. So it's not really huge thing, but that is three things how to differentiate the design wise in terms of the Vivo V50 and the Vivo V40. Yes, but overall the design wise I kind of like it. It still retains the same language, the finishing as well. You got the frosted matte back cover here. I love it, it's awesome. And also if you like curvature on the design, everything here is really inspired with curves. From the back cover glass here, you can see curve, chassis curve, the display curve. Man, even check out the camera bump, there's curves. LED flashlight here, the aura light is curved. Man, that is something cool, right? There's a lot of curve. So if you like a curved phone, a curved design language, Vivo V50 definitely ticks a lot of boxes. Next up, let's talk about the performance on the V50. So powering it is the Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 chipset here, and paired along with 12 gigs of RAM, and there's additional 12 gigs of virtual RAM can be added onto it. The review unit here is 256GB internal storage, but the difference between the V40 and the V50 is actually what is being pre-installed. So the V50 here pre-installed with Android 15 and FunTouch OS 15. So for the V40 is only pre-installed with the Android 14 and also FunTouch OS 14. So that the difference between both of them, hardware are identical, but software is a different. You get the latest one on the V50 here. For real world usage, the performance here is good, similar to the Vivo V40 I have previously tested. Everything here works fine, definitely thanks to the fast refresh rate of the display, and also the 12 gigs of RAM here definitely helps a lot. in terms of all the application you need to use, you don't have to close it up. And also the Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 is good for all the necessity in terms of like productivity, replying your messages, browsing your social media. Hardly you're going to find this chipset is going to be slowing down at any time. It's performing quite well for the mid-range segment, and it's a powerful chip as well. But for gaming, you want to play Genshin Impact, I highly recommend you set it into the mid graphic settings if you want to play 30 frames per second with smooth graphics. But if you want to play 60 frames per second, I highly recommend you just maybe maintain around the low to mid settings, play around to set up the smooth frame rates settings for your liking. Let's talk about the display. So as you can see, this is an AMOLED display. Colors here are vibrant, they are bright, max peak brightness at 4500 nits. That is really bright enough for your everyday usage. Plus, the display here supports up to 120Hz refresh rate, so you can have a very smart, smooth scrolling experience indeed. So let me just go back here and let me show you the display. So you do able to see I'm setting it at high refresh rate, so at all times we are getting the silky smooth 120Hz refresh rate, and that's a good thing. And if you want to go and watch like YouTube video, it's also better as well. You want to know why? Check out the display, so nice. Not only that, it also paired with a stereo speaker setup. Yeah. So, oopsie, let me put it back.
Something very unique. So we hope you guys can actually try and join here.
So let me remove the mic and let you hear it.
Well, for me, Barbie mochi is not just a dessert. It's a taste of tradition, a taste of craftsmanship and culture. Yeah. So here, tell us what the Malaysian.
I would say the audio-wise, not bad, but definitely not the flagship level you wanted. But it's adequate enough for you to enjoy the entertainment on the go or your mobile gaming. So the next thing, let's talk about the cameras on the V50. So the camera setup is still similar to the V40 model. Basically, you just have a 50 megapixel main camera and a 50 megapixel ultra wide camera on the rear, and meanwhile on the front you get a 50 megapixel selfie shooter. The cameras here are able to capture video up to 4K 30 frames per second, which I think is quite good enough for anyone to use it. But if you want to capture 60 frames per second, then you need to lower the resolution to 1080p, and then you can capture it via the rear and the front camera. So that's a great point. Alright, so basically for the photography part on the Vivo V50, color science wise, I would have to say is very natural. And meanwhile, for the dynamic range, looks quite good. But I do feel there's like a little bit of softness on the human skin. Yeah. But nonetheless, photos wise, from the main camera, ultra wide camera, and also the selfie camera, they all actually looks quite good. But I do notice that if you are taking a lot of portrait photo, somehow I'm not sure why it looks a little bit contrasty and a little bit saturated. Yeah, that's it. So for the videography part, the Vivo V50 can shoot videos up to 4K 30 frames per second on all three lenses, which allows the user to upload higher resolution content on their social media platform, and that's a good thing. Colors wise, I would say they are quite perfectly balanced Even the white balance look quite nice, to be honest. Albeit, I do notice that in certain area, if the lighting condition is not so good, yeah, you do able to notice there will be some noises occurring in the video. So if you want to do a lot of vlogging or just maybe perhaps for social media content, I think the video recording capabilities on this Vivo V50 is not going to be disappointing you. Now the last thing, let's talk about the battery performance on this Vivo V50. So it is equipped with a 6000 milliamp battery over here. Man, performance of the battery life is amazing. Definitely will last you at least 1.5 days, and if you are light user, definitely you can stretch around 2 days of battery life over here. And no need to forget that now it supports 90-watt flash charge, so you can just juice up this device quickly, so you don't really have a lot of downtime when you need to juice up the battery. So that's a good thing. And yeah, basically that's all for the battery performance on the Vivo V50. Alright, so we have reached to the final point of this Vivo V50 review. It's time for me to give my final verdict. Now, pricing wise, I don't have the official pricing, but I'm predicting somewhere around 2,000 ringgit Malaysia. Okay, because this device is, to be honest, the V40 also, when it was launched, it was priced somewhere around there, 2,000 ringgit. So I'm also going to guess it's going to be pricing very, very similar with last year's model pricing. So hopefully it's somewhere there. But do remember, this is not an official pricing. Official pricing will be announced on the 13th March 2025. I'll put it in the description once the launch event has done and so on. I'll key in the price in the description. Okay, so pricing wise, out the door. Now let's get back to the device. There's a lot of pros and cons on the device, but I would say if the enthusiasts, they will definitely say not much changes has been done, which there's also pros and cons as well. Like the saying, people always use this saying, if it ain't broken, you don't have to fix it. This is not broken. In fact, they have like slightly upgraded it with a 6000 milliamp battery, 90-watt flash charge adapter. Yeah, I think these are some of the few features they have actually upgraded. Oh yeah, one more thing, the Android 15 and also FunTouch OS 15. These a few things has been upgraded on the Vivo V50 model. But I would say, if you're someone that has been owning a smartphone, the mid-range smartphone, perhaps 2 to 3 years time, and this year you feel like you want to upgrade, then I would say this will be definitely a worthy upgrade for you. Okay, but for proper recommendation, I would say this is more suited towards the content creators. What else more? The younger kids, university, college students. I think you should be getting them. All right. What else more people should be doing? I would also say if people like aspiring in social media contents, this device is also something they should be considering getting it as well. Okay. Yeah, so that's my recommendation for people. So what about the device? Should we just go and buy it, put it in a buying list, or forget it? I would say just put it in your buying list for now. Okay, just put it in your buying list. For those who are actually looking for somewhere around like 2,000 to 2,500 ringgit Malaysia mid-range smartphone, then I think this is easily in your buying list, right? Okay, So what about the points, the ratings points? Wow, this one is a little bit tough, but I would stick to 7.6 out of 10. Now it could score more if they have like introduced slightly more feature or upgrades onto the device, but as of now I wouldn't say there's actually a significant major upgrade that's going to be like wow, is a must buy thingy, because very similar to the Vivo V40, very similar. That's just my only qualm about it. Okay, so yeah, that's my overall rating for the device, 7.6. Vivo V50, not bad. I think if you are in the hunt for mid-range smartphone, it's easy to put it in your buying list for sure. But for those who are looking for like better upgrades on it and so much more, I would say don't anticipate too much onto it. Yeah, but the device definitely works every time. The performance here is actually still quite good for day-to-day usage, so it's hardly to deny what is being offered over here by Vivo. Okay, so that's it. The review for the Vivo V50. Yat Kean here from Trend Ground. Okay, I have been really tired. There's so many content to be settling up, and thanks for you, those who are watching the review with me. Okay, and also special shout out thanks to Vivo Malaysia for providing this lone review unit for review purposes only. Okay, and also to take note that this review video is not a paid content, therefore there's no creative input, no final approval is needed. Whatever I'm saying here is based off 2 weeks using it. Okay, so hopefully you guys are quite satisfied with the video. If you think there are things to improve, just let me know in the comments. I'll read it if I don't reply, because I'm really busy, and I only try to reply when I have the time. Okay, guys, it's really busy month. There's so many launches and so many things to be settling. It's a one-man show here, so appreciate it if you guys understand about it. And if you do like the content, please get more people to subscribe onto it, like the video, do some engagement comments as well. If you still want to further help the brand to grow, follow us on the official social media accounts as well. We are on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok. Okay, at the moment just this 4, alright. Last but not least, hit our website www.trendground.com. Go and read all the news article. Okay, you're gonna help a lot on building the brand. So with that, I'm gonna bow out to you guys, because it has been a really long day, and there's a lot of more content to be done. Okay, please, if you can support your guy here. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.